Great. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here and to host this A to B summit. This is the maiden summit, as you have had in the video, and our moderator has also shared. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We're a bit behind schedule, but I'm sure we'll try and make out the time so that you can all go back to your various activities. Audacity To Be Summit, what does it entail? This is born out of a passion for the youth until some of my friends decided that it's not just for the youth. The adults also need to be audacious in whatever they are doing. So, my pleasure to speak with you. What it entails, it's being confident, not being rude. We just want to see how we can carve out a niche for ourselves and how we can be relevant in the society and in whatever we do. It also about being bold and not being intimidated. Um, we want to take courage. I searched all over the scriptures and I realized that courage is essential for us to be able to fulfill our duties. And God also encourages us that He hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. So we want to see how can we be bold and not be intimidated? How can we be confident so that we can actually become what God has ordained us to be? Audacity to be is also determining to be the best version of yourself and being bold about it. The best version, which means that every day, every week, and every time you keep improving on yourself, you keep improving on your skills, you keep improving on your business, you keep scaling up. That is what Audacity to Be is. It's also being a fearless adventurer that is taking risk repeatedly, even when you're afraid, until you are no more afraid. So Audacity to Be is ensuring that you're a fearless adventurer. And it's also about learning and being confident to ask questions, asking yourself questions, asking others questions on how you can be better so that you can learn. And I particularly like what Ben Carson did when he was regarded as the dumbest person in the class. And he says, is there any reason I can't be the smartest kid in the class? And that was one of the things that propelled him forward. So in essence, we want to see how we can be bold, be confident, be the best version of ourselves, be a fearless adventurer, and don't learn how to ask questions from people and from yourself in order to be better. So why do we have to be audacious? That's the question that came to my mind as I was preparing for this summit. Why? What is the essence of it? The first reason why you have to be audacious is because there's a problem you were created to solve. God didn't just give you to your parents to just come and fill the earth. He puts a solution in you for a particular group of people, for a particular group of persons, for a unit or for a nation or for a state or for your local government. So there is a solution that you are meant to solve. And you cannot be a solution provider if you are not confident, if you are not focused. The second reason why you have to be audacious is to become a person of influence. It is essential that each and every one of us influence each other positively, of course. Influence your neighbor, your children, your peers, influence them to be the better version of themselves. And again, we need to be audacious because we need to be successful, making gradual progress in every area of our lives. People will term success these days as having a lot of money, being the biggest person around. Yes, that's part of it. But I term success as being fulfilled, accomplishing a goal, It could be a goal of I want to save 1 million a year, I want to save 300,000 a year, I want to save 365,000 a year. Or it could be a goal that I want to get a certification. It could be a goal that I want to buy a land, if that is what you consider success. It could be starting a new business. Whatever it is that is your goal, as long as you are making gradual progress and you are accomplishing that goal, then you are successful. And it is also not giving up halfway as others depend on you. So when you talk about success, you are talking about somebody that started and saw it through till you finish. And it's also about working on yourself, scaling up, upscaling, deliberate networking. That is what I regard as success. Now, the reason you also have to be audacious is to set yourself up for that success, to prepare for where you want to be. And we're going to be talking a lot about that from this afternoon till tomorrow when the conference continues. So those are the reasons why you need to be audacious. You are created to solve a problem. You need to become a person of influence. You need to make gradual progress in whatever you're doing, and you need to prepare for where you are going. Then the question again, how do I become audacious? How? Because you need to be different. How do you become audacious? Dare to be different. Do everything in an excellent way, whether it's an assignment, a chore that you're doing, a role that you're given. When you do this in an excellent way, you're actually setting yourself up for success and for great referrals. Ben Carson's mom said one thing again. It looks like we're going to be referring to him. It's something that changed the sons forever. He said, I walk among the rich people. All right, people who are educated. I watched how they act, and I know they can do anything they want to do. And so you can. So that helped Ben Carson to. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Tell me, am I on? Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining Audacity To Be Summit Day 2. We just had the preview of what we had yesterday, trying to start the summit, finding out what Audacity means and what it entails. Would encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel because the recording is there and is also on my page on Facebook. Today, we are carving out our vision for the year and for the next 2 years, depending on you. We started yesterday with our speaker who is going to take us all through on designing our vision board today. We started with her yesterday after the first session, and we also decided to continue today so that we can develop our vision board and put it before us continuously so we can fulfill that vision, we can accomplish our goal, we can become audacious and become who God has ordained us to be. So I'm going to introduce our speaker for today because I'm already looking forward to creating my vision board. Interestingly, I just write it somewhere. But today now I have to create a vision board thanks to Audacity To Be Summit that is going to help me to do that. So our speaker for today is Adesua Ehinome Ilobe, who is a thoughtfully spontaneous catalyst who believes that reading and writing are superpowers that could be used to change the world for the better. So you see, you can even learn how to read and write from this vision board. As a satirist, she loves to help writers find their voices and styles and create leverages for them to launch out. She facilitates an organization called Satire Africa with a mission to help readers and writers succeed, which has morphed into Satire Africa Foundation, a mission that uses reading and writing to spread the gospel of Jesus. Adeswa is also an author who has 3 books, so she's kind of my mentor in terms of being an author. She already has 3 books. I only had one, and it took me several years. 2 of which are Christian fiction, a journey she embarked on in 2021. She's also a pro-earth, anti-climate change enthusiast and a business career strategist who loves to come up with new ideas, products, and infamous solutions. We're here to learn. Adeswa's favorite mantras are courage is never the absence of fear, so just do it. And I do not believe anyone was created to do one thing. That's Adesua for you. So we're all created to do more than one thing, which is one of the reasons why you're here at the Audacity to Be Summit. She loves to work with children. She's a passionate development and legal practitioner who designs and sews pretty dresses. Wow. She loves great music, gospel and high life in particular, dancing, and all things plantain, fried, boiled, and roasted. Adesua recently started to try her hands on painting. I mean, this speaker is encouraging me to be many things to many people. She loves to work with children. She's a legal practitioner. She's a development practitioner. She loves music and all of that. This is intimidating. So I'm going to create a vision board for myself to be many things to many people. So as we welcome Adesua today, who is going to help us with our vision board, I also welcome everyone joining the summit. Maybe this is your first time joining the summit. We started yesterday and we also keep to time. So tomorrow again, you will join us, but would give the announcement at the end of Adesua's session. So help me welcome Adesua with a clap ovation as much as you can. Adesua, welcome, and over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, Ma. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me, everyone. Hello? Can you hear me? All right. So if you are ready for your division boarding session today and you have all your materials ready, can you just drop a blue hat for me? Can you drop 2 blue hats for me? Dami, please, can you see if that is being done? Thank you so much, Adoka. Thank you. I'm happy to meet you. Can you drop 2 blue hats? I want to be sure that you are present. Okay. 2 blue hats each. There's a blue hat. You know the love sign, the blue one. That's what I'm saying. Okay, thank you so much. So we are here. We are here. All right. So, like I introduced yesterday, so we often always have long, expensive sessions to plan strategies for companies or for countries. So you hear this strategic meeting or that strategy meeting, and all of that. But we usually don't spend that much time in strategizing for our own lives, right? And we usually forget that it's people that drive systems. People drive systems, people drive institutions. So if these people are just going without vision, no wonder many institutions don't work. So let's get right into the business of today. How many of us did the first two tasks I said yesterday? How many of us introspected, meditated, and asked our God what we should be doing today? Thank you, gracious Sadiq. Though you sent me pink hats, I said blue hats. So how many of us did that? And then did we believe what we saw? Did we discard? Did we discard it? Did anything look too impossible? Did we do it? Please, you guys have to bear with my my video, the light and all of that. It's all over the place today. Okay, I can't see any comments saying that anybody did that. Doesn't mean that nobody did the first two things. Okay, Joy said she did. Beautiful. Who else? Who else? So if you okay, thank you very much. Fumi said she also did. If you really did it right and you saw things that looked, see, your dreams are supposed to intimidate you. Your visions are supposed to intimidate your senses because it's not they are supposed to challenge you to want to ensure that you do them right. So they're not supposed to be they're not supposed to be easy, right? Because it's showing you a long-term view. And then for if so me, I'm a very spiritual person. When you are asking God to give you a vision or tell you what you should be, you shouldn't be expecting something you're used to. God doesn't do small stuff. God doesn't do things that we are used to. He shows you what it is and then he takes you through it to ensure that you get there, right? So don't be afraid if your vision looked or what you were saying looked impossible, right? So being able to vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. With imagination or wisdom, which is why I mentioned yesterday, believe what you see. Believe. I wish I had more time. I would have dwelt on that statement alone. But believe what you see. And you see, I like how it said imagination and wisdom, right? So so oh, okay, Adoka, okay, you can just follow us. Don't worry, for those people who just join, I'll give you tips on what you can do in the interim. So if you look at that sentence, imagination of wisdom, right? So it means that you have to engage your reasoning faculty or your inner mind, and then wisdom, what you know. And we have different stages of wisdom. There is the wisdom that we see around. Oh, if you join this group today, put 10,000. Tomorrow you get 50,000. That is part of the wisdom of this world and all of that. There is wisdom that comes from experience and research, with the intention to wanting to know the truth. And then there is wisdom that is supernatural, the God-given wisdom. I usually advise to use the third one in this case, which is why I gave us the assignment yesterday. So just think of today's exercise as a way of making your life beautiful. You cannot. They said a person of sight usually has unusual beauty. Now, sight here is vision. You see some people's lives look all put together and all of that. If you ask some of them, they actually planned all those things years ago, or rather they put it down years ago. It is them just living out their vision. So today you can tell yourself, I want to retire by 35. I want to retire by 45. And And there's something beautiful about saying those things and writing them down, because the truth is, when you're actually 35, everything around you would work to ensure that would ring that thing into your mind that this is the year you said you retire, you know. And if you were actually working towards it, you will see that you are ready for it. So I'm going to just show us some samples of vision boards. Dami, can you bring up the first one so that I can just show you how it looks like? I wish I had mine here, but I'm away from my residence, so I don't have it. So I'm waiting for the sample of a vision board to be projected. It's coming up. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you look closely at this one, I love this one because it was done by somebody who has an anxiety disorder. You know how, I don't know if you've ever met somebody who has anxiety disorder. They usually they are always very scared about the future. Little things that are not going well just make them panic, and then some of them, it gets so bad that they go into panic attacks. So panic attacks is where you see somebody breathing heavily, you know, because, and then they're having they're having heart palpitations at the same time. It's a thing, it's real, right? So this person has done a vision board with regards to ensure that he or she is no more anxious, doesn't have an anxiety. It is to stop or even reduce that disorder that the person has. I wish we could zoom in, but if we can't zoom in, I'll do that on my device here. So if you look, okay, thank you very much. So if you look at the oh, that would be, can you see the pink, can you see the pink the pink strips? So a vision board just has pictures or words, you know, you just put it all over the boards. Like I said yesterday, not everybody must not understand your vision board. In fact, if you see my vision board, you won't understand it, and it's deliberate. It is between me and the board. We know what we have put there. You know, so as much as possible, and you know, that reduces the pressure of people coming to ask you, so Adeswa, you said you would do this by so time, why haven't you done it? You know, because for instance, if you hang it in your family house, everybody now knows that it's there. And you know how people won't just mind their business, and that adds pressure to what you've planned. So I always advise, let your board be as coded as possible if you are the type that doesn't like to be pressurized. So if you see on that pink slip, it says, these are the moments that matter. So the person is saying that these are the things that will matter to them for the period of time that this vision board will be valid. That is till when the anxiety disorder is gone. So the first thing you see is the person wants to focus on doing good. So you see do good. And then you see somebody running. Can you see the lady running at the other towards the far end? It tells you that the person is going to ensure that they are going to be doing exercise, they're going to be exercising often, right? Because if you have anxiety disorder, sometimes it messes up with your BP, and one of the ways to actually arrest BP is frequent fitness and exercising, right? Then you see the person is saying that they want to ensure they do 10,000 steps each day. And then you see just do it. So people who have anxiety disorders, they can overthink one move. So the person will tell you, oh, I'm going to write a book last 10 years. Go and ask them. They'll tell you, oh, the reason why I've not written the book is because of this. The anxiety have set in. Then if you go, they just took the light. So You might not see enough light around me. Then you see a part where the person spoke about trusting the Lord or something somewhere here. So that's the person putting a spiritual angle to their vision board. So on my own board, you will see, I didn't see any other thing. I used the church to represent the fact that, so my vision board sort of flows from top down. So for mine, you see a church, but that person was able to find a picture to depict what they want to connect to in terms of God. So for me, I use the church because the church is very important to me as a bride of Christ. Then you see where you see love yourself first, right? That is also one of the ways the person wants to ensure that they arrest the anxiety disorder. No bad vibes, golden soul. So most times, anxiety disorders too are caused by negativity, low self-esteem, having toxic people around you. So you can see somebody down next and some people down, having a great time. So that is telling you these are the kind of people I want to have around me. And then you can see a sunflower which may pertain, which may talk about gardening and all of that. So this is just, and I like this because the person is being very, very specific. And I like what the person wrote down, what is the next right move, which I will tell us when we are done with the vision boards. If you can hear me, say hi, because we're about to start now. Can you bring up the one up with by the little girl? You can hear me, say hi. Just write hi there. You can't say it since I'm here. So the beauty about vision boards is for each and every picture this person has pasted here. If they tell you the history, the context behind it, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. And that's the beauty of vision boards. One collage on it tells 1,000 stories. Now, I like this one also. This was done. This is not the one by the child, but I'll talk about it. This person is visioning for just 2021. And all this person wants to do in 2021 is to be selfless, right? To be kind, to be kind. Perhaps this person may have had times where they were selfish and they are trying to retrace their steps. So this person is saying they're going to be kind every day in 2021. They are going to read their heart out in terms of they will read books. You can see the person put books 35 plus. So the person wants to read over 35 books in 2021. And then you see the person, you can see a dog. The person wants to get a dog. That's my thinking from experience of looking at a lot of vision boards. Then you can see the person went ahead to write their goals. So the person said, focus on my health, exercise, eat healthy, learn to control my thoughts, walk my dogs more. Okay, maybe that's why the dog's picture is there. Read 35 books in 2021. Okay, I got that. Remove negative people and set boundaries. I don't know who these children are. Okay, so family. So the person wants to put family first. So you can see the picture of her children, the boy and the girl, and underneath it you see family. So in doing your vision boards, there's this principle that I love from Franklin Covey. If you can remember what I spoke about Franklin Covey yesterday, I took one of his quotes from him, the see do get principle, that what you see determines what you do, which impacts what you get. See do get. Yeah. So he also talks about visioning and planning in terms of, so when we want to do vision boards, we always just think of what we want. We don't think of our support systems, the systems around us, We don't think of those other things that matter to us that you cannot see or touch. You understand? So he advocates that you think of your life in terms of your responsibilities. So for me, I would say, okay, first on the list will be God. Second, I'm a daughter. Third, I'm a sister. Fourth, I'm a development worker. Just put them in order of priorities. That helps you remember things that are important. If you don't think of your life that way, your vision board might not be complete. Because for each aspect of your life, there are things that you need to do, which could be on your vision board that you can work towards. So I don't know, Dami, you just took it off again, the one by the child. I just wanted to show us that the child had a plan to respect her mother more. And that may sound funny, but it is not. So even as little as that, in terms of family and all of that, you can actually plan to do that. So we'll be going into our vision boards right now. For those of us who were not here yesterday and with gum, scissors, oh, thank you very much, Dami. You can just zoom in. I hope it will be clear. So you can see under mom. So I love what she did. She wants to be an artist. She loves art. She did something big about faith. She says she's trying to go to church every Sunday. Said try to go to church every Sunday and every fortnight. Is that what she wrote? And then you can see mom, be respectful to my mom and help her with the, this is not clear, but I think, and this is by a child. And then you can see the part about you can see the part about friends. So even to her friends, she's telling you the type of friends she wants to have. So we can be that, and at the end of it you can see she wrote amen. I love this child. She wrote amen at one corner of the vision board. So you determine how your vision board is going to look like. So for mine, my vision board is for life. For life. So every year I look at it, it always makes new sense. And I see that, okay, because those things that you can put down, without as in giving yesterday and today, if you can put them down now, it means that they are really important. If you're going to have to take 2 weeks to think about it, then it's almost, let me not say it's not important, but it means that it's either you're not sure or it's not what you're supposed to be doing. Because when it comes to what you really want to do, it just, it comes. Okay, so let's start. So for those of us who were not here yesterday and do not have cardboards, what you can do is get a plain sheet or a jotter, but I don't like using jotters. Also, you're going to have to promise me that you will transfer it to your cardboard. So get a jotter, then get pieces of papers or sticky notes. So assuming you say you want to be a doctor or something, you could just write it on sticky notes and place them there over the paper, and then go back home and get the materials and settle down to do it. But please, not wait for a perfect time. If not, you'll never do it. I'm saying that with seriousness. Okay, so the materials I asked us to get were gum, scissors, magazines cut out, or pictures of what you want, of the things you want to do. Um, you can, and then the cardboard or a wooden board or a canvas. So a canvas is that stuff that painters use. If you have a wooden board, fine. Or if you have a wall in your room that you can give up for this. perfect, but you cannot carry a wall around. That is why I like a board or a cardboard. So can we start? Can we go right ahead? I wish we could have a bit of music, right? So did all of us get pictures? So you can start now while I'm speaking. You can start now while I'm speaking. Were we able to get pictures that connoted every single thing we wanted on our vision board? You could just respond to me in a second. Or did we have to go online to get some? So for like me, when I was doing mine, I didn't find some pictures. So what I did was to draw. So I drew some and placed it on them. Then there are some that there are some people who go the extra mile. They gum objects to it. So just go wild with your vision board, even to your money. How much money do you see yourself earning by whatever timeline the vision board is for? What attitude do you want to have towards money? You know, there's something interesting. I had a vision board I hope we are doing it. I'm just talking so that I can keep you company as you are doing your vision board. So I had a vision boarding session with some children, and what I found interesting was I'm not stereotyping any gender. So all the boys in the class, if you look at their vision board, half of it had pictures of dollars, naira, pounds. Then one of them had a private jet on one corner. I'm not kidding. Almost all the boys, you know. And then when you looked at the girls, what I saw them writing was, so those ones actually took time to talk about the kind of jobs they wanted and all of that. So is it true that men or boys, they seem to be thinking of money rather too early? That's on a lighter note. But that is something I saw with children, and the eldest of those children was just 12 years old. So you see, even children are watching. Are there comments, Dami, from what I've said so far? Because I can't see any, I can't see comments on. Oh yeah, you could just put you can put inspiring music, maybe like a Timida Kolo, or like I don't know, music that inspires. I love instrumentals a lot when you're doing this kind of work, because it gives your mind opportunity to just run. Well, if they're actual words, they can impact on what you're doing because there are words in the song. So any song that is inspiring. I actually have a vision boarding playlist. I should have shared that. So I've asked 2 questions and nobody has answered me. The first question was, were we able to find all the pictures we needed? Remember that your dreams and visions are meant to intimidate you. If they don't intimidate you, you should be worried. But the beautiful thing is you will build capacity not to be intimidated by them. Okay, so Gracious Sadiq said it's just it just dawned on me from what you said that male likes money more than yes, I was so surprised. Children, like children. The child that even had the private jets and the most pictures of monies in different denominations was just 7 years old. And then on the other hand, it also revealed that your ambition, your ability to envision is directly proportionate to your what you're exposed to. Now, why do I say this? If a child is going to be able to envision the kind of life they want, parents have a role to play. Their environment has a role to play, because there was a child who was there and all she wanted was to be able to help her mom at home and go to school, you know. So perhaps she's come. That tells you the where that child is coming from, you know. And when I dug deeper, I found that her mom bakes and she enjoys helping her mom to bake cakes and all of that. So it's good to actually have children who want to support their parents and all of that. But on the other hand, you should parents shouldn't take so much of advantage of that desire to help for their child to help them. They should also ensure that they're helping the child bring out what it is in them, right? So my child is helping all of that, yes, but from time to time have discussions with your children. Let them know what's happening, what they can actually be. Do not be afraid to, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but do not be afraid to fan whatever passion you see that your child has to flame, because you never really know where their you never know which of their gifts or talents what's going to put food on the table, or what's going to make them shine so bright. So you cannot afford to undermine any. That's why I said yesterday, believe what you see and do not discard anything you see in your mind. Do not discard anything you see in your mind. So as a child, I love reading a lot. And okay, Joy says she got pictures, all the pictures she wanted, she got from Google and from a royalty-free website. Beautiful. I like that you mentioned royalty-free website, because people just go and use pictures that they're not authorized to use. There are copyright laws guiding this thing. So thanks a lot, Joy. Yeah. So what point was I trying to make? Okay, somebody said, I'm catching the vision of this vision, but for my 3 children and myself, I can't wait sharing this with my 11-year-old daughter and my 9-year-old sons. Yeah, that's beautiful. But I hope that they're comfortable with you, because actually the best person to do this is usually somebody you don't know. Because most times you will realize that we are usually shy to share our vision with people we are closest to. I don't know why that is. Maybe because they know us. Maybe because they know us, they know what we are capable of. So you can't tell somebody, I want to have 10 million naira next year. Meanwhile, your father knows that every day, with every 10 naira that you have, you go and buy sweet and chewing gum. My father is like, you 10 million. That kind of thing. So I've noticed by experience that people are usually shy to share their vision, or their vision or their ambition with people they are closest to. They have to trust you. And I think that is something parents, spouses should work towards, because the thing is, no matter how beautiful your vision board is, you can't do them with the systems around you. So that's why I said, after you put up you have put it together, I want to tell us what's next, so that you can see what I mean when I constantly keep saying systems and your support systems. around you. So yeah, so I was trying to make, I remember the point I was trying to make, not discarding anything you see in your mind. So as a child, I used to read a lot of books. I read a lot, not even, I still read a lot of books. I think at my last count in SS1, I had read 1,500 books. I used to write them down. When I read one book, I write them down. I could read 3 books in a day at that time. So I'm sure I've read more than 3,000 books in my lifetime, if not, because even up to now, even yesterday, I bought like 4 books again. I'm always reading. And it used to really annoy me that readers are not compensated for the work they do. Do you know that without readers, your books will not sell? But yet, readers don't get paid for reading, and so that got me researching what are the options open if I want to have a career based on just reading, you know. And I began to talk about the idea that, that you can create a whole career as a reader. So do you know that you can have a reputation for reviewing books critically, to the extent that publishers come to you to ask for your advice before they grant any author any contract. It may sound funny, but I know people who are making millions of naira from that right now. I can tell you, or from writing, making money from writing. So those were my so when those things came to me at that time, they seemed impossible, but I didn't care because I knew it had to be done. So I had passion for it because I'm reading. If I was earning money from all those books I was reading, I know how much I'll have by now. But as a writer, those books also built me up. So I can tell you a good book by the second chapter. In fact, from the blurb, I can tell you which book is going to make sense or not. And people get paid for those kind of stuff. I get paid for writing. I also get paid for reviewing. So you can see how a vision of years ago is coming to life. So nothing is impossible. You could love water so much and you want to make money from it. There are many ways to do so. Think of the tiniest detail of your life that you really enjoy, because in the end it is what you really enjoy doing that will bring the most income to you, if you're able to create a solution around it. Oh wow. I think I should write that down. Right, those things you enjoy doing, right, those are the things that actually bring the kind of income you're looking for, if you are able to come up with solutions around that thing. So I love reading and writing, and I've been able to design solutions with regards reviewing people's work, helping people come up with their books. Some people are always talking about writer's block. I've come up with ways that you can overcome writer. I don't even believe in that thing, although there are some steps to overcome it. There are some things to check if you say you have writer's block. So those have come from years of research, observing, and all of that. And then when you say solutions, money follows solutions. So when you see you like something very well, you need to drill down on it. There's a reason why you like that thing that well. So what are the issues around that thing? What could make it better for you? So let's say you love plantain very much, like I wrote in my stuff. What will make plantain? What are those things that you don't like about that industry, plantain? Is it that somebody says stress free? I don't know. It depends on what you mean by stress free. Some people don't want to do anything at all, and they will tell you that some people don't want to do anything at all. For everything you want to do, there's a level of work that you put in. The only difference is that you enjoy doing that work. But if it's about work, you work. Oh. You have to put in the work. It's just that you enjoy it. So you just see yourself wanting, you wake up in the morning, you're excited to go and write, you're excited to go do things. You can sit down in one place 10 hours doing that one thing because you enjoy it, but you're working. To another person, you're stressing yourself. And then you said achievable with ease. I didn't mention ease. Now let me tell you why nothing good comes easy. But the beauty of it is with every iteration. So there's something called iteration, iteration. That means you try the first one. It's like making a dress. Okay, so I make dresses too. So it's like making a dress. One thing I discovered is that visions or going ahead to follow your talent, right? It's like making a dress. Your very first dress might not be, in fact, 90% of the time is usually nonsense. You might not even be able to wear it. But do you know that when you make the second dress, it's usually better than the first one? But the funny thing is, you are not able to really see what went wrong with the first one. That's the power of experience. Then by the time you do the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and as I'm saying these things, you are doing them repeatedly, but you can't really see what really went wrong, right? Except for the very fundamental ones, but it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. So I think we should all be rounding up with our vision boards. I've been able to gist us through the process. If you are done with your vision board by now, can you just write yes? Or just send me this sign. Okay, Adoka Odela, you say you are struggling to love reading, because I know it helps in self-development, but it can get boring at times. Okay, so let me give you a quick advice. People hear, oh, read, and then they just go and ask people, and which book should I read? And they just go buy all of them and start reading. No, that's not a good way to read. For every human being, there's a type of book, there are types or styles of books they like. So for me now, if I want to read a book, it must not be in tiny fonts. I won't buy. I'll go and look for a version that the fonts are a bit bolder. I don't read books that, so if I want to learn how to make a dress, right, and I go to a bookshop, I'd rather buy a fictional story about a dressmaker than buy a textbook on how to make a dress, or all these how-to books, how to make money in 10 days, or this rich dad poor dad. Some people cannot read 2 pages past that, right? But if you go and read Slumdog Millionaire now, it's a story. You relate more with stories. You can finish it in 10 chapters. Find what works for you. Is the way you relate to learning that you will relate to books. It's this very same thing. So I love relatable learning atmospheres. I love storytelling and all of that. So I don't just go buy books. I like books that add elements of storytelling to them. So like I don't know if you've read this story, Shoe Dog, the Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. I hope I'm right. The owner of Nike shoe wears. He told the story in a story format. If you read that book, you know how to set up your own startup. So, and it's in a story format. That same book can be written as a how-to book. Some people like how to, they like theories, they like dictionary kind of writing. So find what you like and go with it. If you love comics, start from there. There's a whole books by, I'm trying to remember her name. I think her name is Mila or something like that. She wrote it all in comic formats, and she sold out. It's a New York selling bestseller. I really wish I was at home. I'll be showing you all these books and stuff. So because people are reading particular kind of books, you too don't go and line up and read those books. Find books or things. Always do what appeals to you. I don't know, maybe because I don't like school that much. So what I mean is, I like our system of education. Please go to school. I was going to read that comment on the screen, and it has gone. So yeah. But
All right.
this
So
okay.
we're
Gracia
rounding.
says this is also an eye opener to know that male folks are more ambitious and visionary. Gracious, that you like more money doesn't make you more ambitious and visionary. it doesn't make you more than female folks, which defines the huge success gaps in careers between male and female society. So let me just say something on that. I've noticed that increasingly, I didn't want to dwell on this, but I noticed that increasingly you have more men pursuing money and not pursuing talent, gifts, and things that are sustainable. But you see females willing to take on the small jobs and things that will bring money in the future. So a man is running after a 250,000 naira job now, right? And in the next 2 years, that lady that started from the bottom, learning, climbing, before you know it, she has become, maybe she has learned things that in the next 10 years that guy can't come close. So let's not just say
Okay, I
things
just saw your
behind.
network
It
is
has to go
breaking up.
hand in hand. Thank you. I hope that was good. I hope it wasn't. I hope putting it together.
Is it my network? Ah, okay, it's Aditwa's network. All right. Thank you so much, Adeswa, and thank you everyone for staying with us this far. I particularly have enjoyed this, and let me show you a preview of my vision board. I intend to work more on it, um, get all the pictures and stick it together, but this is just for 1 year. So my plan is to do 1 year, 5 years, and then paste it beside my library or my bedside so that I can wake up and be seeing it every time. What Adeswa has taken us through today is actually what cost between 17 to $20. And this is quite impressive. So if you did not join us from the beginning, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just my name. Just type Fumilayo Yefusi, and then you would see the recording there. You can also still see the recording on Facebook Live. Tomorrow we're starting at 10 a.m. and we're going to extend beyond an hour tomorrow. So it's going to be between 10 and 12 tomorrow. I encourage us to join us on time. And I want us, those who have not registered that have joined us, please register. There are some things that you would like us to get in touch with you. So if you want a coach, if you want somebody to support you, a counsel or anything, we can always get in touch with you through your email. So please register. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not asking anything. We have done this just to be a blessing to people, just to encourage people to have a vision for themselves and to be a person of influence within your society. So registration is free. The link is on the Facebook. We'll post it again. If our technical crew, you can post the registration link again on the bar as it's scrolling or on the chat box so that people can register, and then we can be in touch if you need anything, any support with your vision board. We have about 7 minutes left. We're extending beyond the hour. So if you have any questions, kindly type it on the chat box on Facebook, and then our technical crew can put it up here so that I can read the questions and we quickly answer. So in 7 minutes, we'll wrap up and we call it a day so that we can see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow again. So I'm waiting for your questions. But remember, what Adeso has taught us today said what you enjoy doing is what brings income to you. And I also saw that a couple of our attendees also mentioned that when you enjoy doing something, you do it with ease and then you earn money with it. So for some of us that are working, what we enjoy doing is what brings income to us. And yesterday we did say that success is a child of audacity. This summit is Audacity to Be. Why did we say audacity? We want you to be successful. And if you are not confident, you are not courageous, you are not audacious, you are not likely to be successful. Everybody that has made it in life, they were courageous. They went ahead and just feel the fear and they did it. And even in the profile of Adeswa that we were reading, we saw that look, she just feels the fear and she does it. And that's what has happened to a lot of us. So please let's start the year 11 months remaining this year and 3 weeks. Start the year with something audacious. Your dream should intimidate you. That's one of the things she said today. So develop a vision and a dream that intimidates you yourself and you are afraid. Like me, you can say, can I really achieve this? And you go ahead and achieve it. And before you know it, you have even achieved it, you have set another goal. Yeah, I set a goal in 2020 and I was so scared. In fact, my blood pressure increased for the first time in my life. And before you know it, before the end of 2021, I achieved that goal. And I just felt, okay, so that's it. That's all. So now I'm setting another vision. So if you didn't come yesterday prepared with your cardboard, with your pictures, with everything you want to achieve, please, you can still do that. When you get home, buy a cardboard. It's just 70 naira, I think. That's what I got this for. Buy a cardboard, take some pictures online or in the magazines, and just decide what you want to do this year or for the next 2 years. So, going into questions, what can you do when you have a dream, but it's big and you know it will come to be, but you don't have some of the basic finance and people? I would say just start. Even if you have a dream that is so big, you don't have the finance with it, you can start by volunteering with people that you know they will benefit from it, and then you can move ahead from there. You can start networking. We talked about deliberate networking yesterday. Do not sit in your house and believe that you have a dream and people will bring money to you. Network is in the process of deliberate networking that you find the finance, you find the people that can actually support your dream. This summit is a dream that I had for a year or two. And until I started talking about it with people, that was when I was able to get people to support me to see what you are seeing today. And this is just the Maiden Summit. I don't have an idea how this will expand, but I just started talking to people. I started volunteering. If you want me to speak on something, it's not all about the money. Let me just speak. Then you know what I have. I hope I answered your question, Kure. Thank you for that question. And if I haven't answered, please connect with us, all the speakers at the end of this summit. You can even put the question. I'm sure a couple of you knows my email address, or you can private chat me on Facebook to answer the question further. Questions. I love to read to improve myself, but I'm not impressed with my pace. Okay, what can I do to improve that? Okay, so I love to read as well, but I started with one book a month, and gradually I increased it. And now I realize that it's not just one book a month. I think in the month of December, I must have read like 5 books. I would start counting like Adesua was counting, because I've never counted the books I've read, but I know my bookshelf was full. The first one was full, and then I had to get a second one, and the second one is full. So maybe I need to now count the number of books on that shelf to know how many books I've read. But to answer your question, Gracious, please start with either a book in a month or a book in 2 months. Pace yourself. And before you know it, when you start enjoying the reading, you will realize that your pace has caught up with what you desire to have. I hope that answers the question. You can send your questions to talk@fumioyefusi.com. It's scrolling on the bar, and I hope it's also being posted on the chat box on Facebook. Any more questions? We have 2 minutes to wrap up today. I'm excited, and I want to say thank you for your time. We want to keep it 1 hour. Yesterday, we were able to do the 1 hour. Today, again, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Apologies for the 10 minutes extension, but I'm sure you have enjoyed yourself. And please do not abandon this vision board. When you get home, get all the materials, put it up. It's for you, and it's for you to achieve, so that together we can be a great influence in the society. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions. So if there are no more questions or comments, we'd like to say again, thank you so much. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Without you, this summit will not be there. Okay, somebody asked the question now before I wrap up. I get very bored reading easily and I know I need to read. What do you advise? Just start. Yesterday we talked about saying no politely to yourself so that you can focus on things that really matter. Sometimes I feel the internet, the social media is also distracting us. Or sometimes maybe you picked a book that is not very interesting. You can start with Adesuwa, what do you call those books? Fictions, stories that can help you to generate the interest in reading. So you can get a lot of fictions that you know would help you so that it will not be boring. And you can also ensure that you pace yourself and say no to yourself when it comes to social media, when it comes to, mixing. They're not bad in itself. So I encourage you to also check the recording of yesterday on YouTube or on Facebook so that you can learn what are the things that will make you to be audacious. All right, it's 2:11. Oh God, I'm 1 minute past again. But thank you all so very much for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy weekend. Thank you all.